gave my little introduction pre-recording, but giving it one more time. My name is Sophia. I'm the chair of Young Democrats of the Central Midlands. Thank you guys for being here tonight. We've got a humongous amount of candidates in the room, so I think we're going to have a great time listening to them, chat about what they've got going on, ways that we can get involved, and that kind of thing. We are going to start with our little minute of minutia, so pick somebody around you, give them some minute detail of your day. We're going to put like a 60-second timer on. Just take 60 seconds and chat to somebody, and then we'll get going. Cool? Ready, go. I got 10 seconds. Okay, everybody, I think that we have hit it. If everybody is ready to get rocking and rolling, we're going to go for it. I don't have a particular order for candidates except for Mr. Nicholas Outen, who needs to speak to us first so that he can scoot out of here and do some other stuff. And then we will move on to some of the other excellent candidates we got in the room. Would you like to come up and chat with us? Excellent.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Nick Outen. I am the statewide coordinating director for the South Carolina Democratic Party for the Flip the Futures campaign. Just wanted to give y'all an update. Thank you. Just wanted to give y'all a quick update of where we are. Currently, we have 11 organizers who have been hired across the state. Horry County, Lawrence, Union, Spartanburg, Greenville, Richland, Lexington, Aiken, Edgefield, Dorchester, Beaufort, Jasper, Orangeburg, Clarendon, and Calhoun counties. All are covered currently. So we're currently still recruiting volunteers left and right. Our volunteers are making phone calls to recruit those volunteers. We're partnering with all of the county parties. Our goal is to have 24 organizers by the third week of this month. So we're pushing and we're pushing and we're pushing. Once we hit 24, my goal is to expand hopefully by mid-September to 46, and then hopefully by October to get to 64. Whether or not we get there, we're gonna see, but I'm being ambitious. Of course, we gotta raise a lot of money to do so, but regardless, we will have a base of 24 organizers. We do have goals that those organizers are meeting. They have to have 10 active volunteers recruited per week. We want to knock 2,500 doors per week, make 5,000 calls per week per organizer per region. So it's ambitious. It's really ambitious. We're targeting roughly 1.2 million people across the state. That gives about 980 or so thousand households. And our target is pretty much mostly infrequent voters, as well as the true Democratic base. So anyone who has not voted or either voted once since 2016 is pretty much included in that target for the most part. But we have enabled the Flip the Future targets in everyone's committee. We have shared out phone bank links. If y'all don't have them, just let me know and send me an email. We'll get some phone bank links to you all to make sure that if y'all want to join the initiative and start making some phone calls on your own, we would love to have you. Come probably the third week of this month, maybe closer to the fourth week of this month, we will start weekend canvassing. So you can either canvass with us from the Flip the Future side, with the organizers, or either with the county parties. We currently have 4 county parties who are out actively knocking currently. Give or take, all of the candidates for the most part, all of their teams are out there knocking doors consistently. I think we only have 2 House districts that are not actively knocking doors yet. One of them, I believe, is sick, but at least he's still gonna appear on the ballot, and the other one just hasn't gotten started yet. Trying to think. I think I went through about everything we're doing with the coordinator. So far, we've knocked 7,500 or so doors and phone calls combined. I haven't broken them out yet, but we're slowly moving.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we haven't hit our goals yet, but we're getting there.
Oh, yeah.
Any questions about the coordinator?
Have we seen an effort like this in the past?
So, I'm gonna be honest, no. I think in 2020, the effort was probably gearing up to get there, but because of the pandemic, everything shifted, so they never really made it to field, not the way that they should have. I'm thinking that this is probably a unique opportunity that South Carolina has, especially since we're first in the nation. We have an opportunity to bridge the gap between everybody. You know, we got a lot of candidates running everywhere. We can actually build some infrastructure that lasts. I just think that maybe some of us just gotta get out of our own way.
Fair.
Other questions? No? Good? Perfect. Well, I guess I'm supposed to do another thing. My bad, y'all. I forget. Also, if you do not know, I've tossed my name into the hat to run for a school board. I'm running for school board. Yeah. I'm so used to doing this for other people, so me doing it for myself now is probably a little different. But I'm running for Richland County School Board District 1 to fulfill the unexpired term for Jamie Devine. He is, of course, moving towards Richland County Council. So I have 3 opponents in this race, one by the name of Stephen Diaz, another one Catherine Myers, and another Crystal Williams. Crystal Williams, of course, has run before. This will probably be her 5th or 6th time running. She's run for school board and a couple other races. You know, born and raised here in Columbia, currently live in North 21 Terrace. I went to W.J. Keenan High School, Alcorn Middle School, as well as John P. Thomas Elementary School. All of those, of course, are in the district. I'm a product of that. Went off to Clemson, made an intentional decision to come back home. I wanted to invest back into the same community that invested in me and make sure that the kids that know that, they can succeed really, really well, regardless of zip code. So look forward to having y'all support. And yeah, that's about all I got. Thank y'all.
Excellent. So just to ensure that thank you so much for coming. Just to ensure that I'm not hopping up here like every single time one of you guys decides to step off the stage, can we go ahead and decide in order now? We have Tiffany and then Jason, and then, are you running for?
No,
You're just a professional.
I just look
Who's
like
here?
this.
I feel like I have to ask just to make sure. Listen,
That's all.
it's the lapel pin. Okay, so we're gonna have Miss Tiffany come speak to us, and then Mr. Jason.
How many minutes? You better tell me how many minutes you got.
Can we put 5 on a timer?
Yes, give me one.
Honestly, I can listen to you talk for a long time, so really.
Girl can give a speech now.
All right, hey everybody.
Hang on.
Okay.
Whoa.
All righty.
Timers are pretty serious technically.
Okay. All right.
All right.
gonna jump right in because 5 minutes is really a short period of time. Y'all, this is my classmate, Jermaine. We went to high school together. Let's go. We are young. We just turned 21. BTW. So just anybody here knows what a comptroller general is? I mean, not the people who done seen these people. Okay, so most do not know just naturally what the comptroller general is, and we have a few that have been in lots of my classes. So the comptroller is a fancy word for the state's chief accountant, okay? It's a specialized profession, obviously. How many of y'all like numbers? This is great. This is beautiful. I mean, most folks don't like numbers. They see numbers and they flee. We do 4 main things in the comptroller general's office. All right. Number 1, we process all the payroll. I know we have at least one state employee. I don't know if she stepped out, but anybody else in here work for the state? Okay, great. Okay, state employees. All right, so your check, if you ever go and look in Skeese and go look at that check, it says comptroller general on your check. And it says comptroller general on your W-9 as well. So we process all the payroll out of our office for state employees. The second thing we do, and I'm going to get to why it's important to you guys in this room. The second thing we do, we pay all the bills on behalf of South Carolina. So we take in all the vendors. We make sure all of the bills are paid on behalf of the state. The third thing we do, we provide accounting guidance to all of our state agencies. We primarily focus in on state, not your counties, not your municipalities, not your towns. We focus on the state. So we provide accounting guidance for the state. And the fourth thing that's important what we do, I did not bring a copy with me, but we produce the financial statements on behalf of South Carolina. So the financial statements are about this wide. Any accountants, auditors, CPA. Okay, it's cool. Hey, it's fine. Everything is fine. So we produce the financials. Why is that important? Okay, so you in your personal life, you have credit, right? You have good credit, you get low interest rates, right? You got bad credit, you get high interest rates. So our financial statements is how rating agencies rate us. We get a rating, basically a credit rating, based on how well we do in our financials and how well we do as it relates to just being fiscally responsible, right? So we get a good rating, we get low interest rates when we're issuing bonds or we're getting loans or anything like that. If we have bad credit or we don't do well on our financial statements, we get a low rating, our interest rates go high. And what do you think happens when the interest rates go up? Who do you think is going to pay for the interest if the interest rates go up in the state of South Carolina?
Somebody else.
Everybody pays. And this is an important role. I know many people don't think about the accountant, right? Now, me personally, I think that this should be a nonpartisan role. I don't think you should be declaring the Republican or Democrat, if you ask me, because the numbers are the numbers are the numbers are the numbers. 1 + 1 is 2. It is not red or blue. So you just Oh, is that my turn?
No, that was me.
I'm so sorry.
Give
That was me.
All right. Okay, cool. And so that's what we do and why it's important. So we had about a $3.5 billion error that happened. I'm not going to get into all the deets of that, but they were between accounting errors and just plain old errors. Some of that happened in the comptroller's office, some of that happened in the treasurer's office. But the truth of the matter is they are errors. And if the errors that happen under the oversight of a CPA, guys. So that just tells you it's a very difficult, you need to be professional. And so let me just tell you real quick what you gotta be. Anybody wanna be the comptroller in here?
I'm hoping you do.
So to run to be the comptroller general, y'all, to run to be the state's chief accountant is only 3 criteria. A South Carolina resident, 18 years old, and a registered voter. How do y'all feel about that? To be the chief accountant, that's all you need. I just so happen to be a CPA. I have both my bachelor's and master's in accounting. I work in the office. I am the internal auditor that was hired in the aftermath of the $3.5 billion error. So yeah, one of the recommendations was, hey, we need an internal auditor up in this joint. So I was hired to help facilitate clearing all those recommendations because we're audited and what have you. Now, this role is important, and this is why this is an important race, and this is why you gotta tell everybody and conversate. I'm a friend. conversations you gotta have with everybody, because on the other side of I'm the only accountant in the race. I'm the only accountant in the race. There is no credentials, no accounting on the other side. You have to tell your friends. Or the $3.5 billion era that we had before. Who knows what can happen if you don't know what you're looking for? Again, the era happened under a tenured CPA over 20 years. You have to know what you're looking at. You won't be able to catch errors, find errors. You won't even be able to read the financial. I wish I had brought my copy with y'all so I could overwhelm everybody in the room with numbers, but I left it. That's my time.
I got a question. So what do you think about your opponent using the race as an excuse to attack USC as an institution?
Ooh, that's a good question. So, guys, I'm getting ready to drop a series on my social media, so make sure you follow me on social media. It's going to be called Making Sense with Tiffany. And when Making Sense with TCCNTS, y'all saw that in there? Y'all saw it? Okay. Making Sense with Tiffany. And some of the things I'm going to talk about, one of my first episode actually is talking about the organization of South Carolina, right? Things are very decentralized. So this is my professional opinion. Buddy is in a lane that's not the lane of the Comptroller General. You got to bring that back. Remember, I told you, we focus in on the state agencies. We focus in on the state money. Now, colleges and universities, they're in the org chart of the state, but they're separate entities. So they have a board that oversees the financials of their entity. And I talk about this in the org chart. I wish I had my report with me. But I talk about it in the org chart because as an auditor, I'm an auditor. I've been an auditor for over 10 years. You got to deal with scope. Scope equals focus on the main thing. That's the main thing. That's the main thing you're supposed to be doing. Because when you get over here and all of this stuff over here, that's not your business. They have oversight. They have folks who've been appointed to a board who oversees the accounting and whatever is happening, who holds that accountability framework into place. And then underneath those colleges and universities, they answer to the General Assembly, not the Comptroller General. So again, my episodes are gonna be dropping this month, okay? I know the org chart episode gonna look boring. You might be like, who wanna know about the organization? Please watch it, because you're gonna learn, and I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna break it down to show you how this stuff looks, to know, so you'll understand what lane is really the lane of the Comptroller. That era that happened with the double counting and the 2.6 billion and a net of 3.5, that all happened in the financials. We need to focus our attention on making sure we have clean financials, not over here in somebody else's lane that ain't even our lane. Like, pause. Not saying you can't have some level of questions, but that's not your primary lane. You see what I'm saying? So, any other questions? I love this. This is so good. Y'all are just big. Yes.
Do you have like an audiobook or something coming up where I can just hear
Hey, you want to? Well, I do got Making Sense with Tiffany that's coming out or whatever. It's going to be, it may be a little boring in the beginning, but I promise you I'm going to break down the $1.8 billion arrow. It's really 3.5 netted, but the 1.8 is in it, the $2.6 billion arrow is in it, because this arrow is going all around and we're paying for it. And because people don't know any different, we keep electing the same people to do the same thing. Like, we don't know. But it is my job to educate. It is my job to teach. And I'm low-key a teacher on the inside. At heart, I'm really a teacher. Like, I'm really a whole teacher up in here. So I really want to take the time and the opportunity that I have, and while I have a platform, could be temporary, could be 4 years. To use my platform to really just teach people, because accounting is really not that complicated, guys. If you know how to pay the bills in your house, you can read financial statements. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So it's going to be some, maybe a few boring episodes in the beginning, but just lock in, get your notebook. I do have some cards. I normally have t-shirts that I say, hey, donate, get a shirt, but I don't have any of those right now, but you can still donate and
What's the
get a
website?
shirt. Oh, it's boozerforsc.com. I'll hang y'all some cards in a few minutes, and any amount So we got a thing to do. Cool? All right.
Okay, before Jason comes up, you have to say your line.
Oh, yeah, I got you. I felt like that line worked really well in the primary because you did have to like choose me, but I feel like I'm kind of like the default right now. But anywho, obviously y'all gotta say it with me. When you see Boozer, choose her. All right.
I guess y'all can see why I hate going behind this one. Just a disclaimer. All right, guys. I love seeing the friendly faces in here. I didn't come to speak. I just really came to support. But thank you, Chair. Give yourselves a hand clap, guys. What you guys did in the primary was awesome. Richland County turned out. You hear me? And the young Dems are going to be very essential to this race in November, right? If Richland County don't turn out, we're talking about definitely it's an ending for the Democratic Party, okay? So we need you guys to do exactly what you are doing. And for the record, I am a young Dem. I know I look like 50, but I am a young Dem. I'm aged out in about a year. I think Austin changed the rule and picked it up a little bit, right?
Right.
What are we at, 40 or 41?
40.
Okay, yeah, I got a year. Okay. I got a year to get down, all right? So, but anyway, guys, all seriousness, right now it's a war on democracy right now, okay? This is a real fight this year. And I believe that we can do it. Anywhere that my colleagues are going, I try to make sure that I'm present. But most importantly, our folks that are running for State House, like the brother Jeremy and a few others, is very essential as we move forward. I think we all have witnessed what a supermajority does to South Carolina, right? But we have the numbers here to win without even the crossover. I know we're hearing a lot about, hey, let's get the crossover vote, but guys, we have the numbers here in the Democratic Party, okay? We have the numbers here. And I'll give you an example. Clarendon County, and I am the nominee for Secretary of State, but the reason I'm moving on numbers is one thing people don't know. My job is to safeguard the information here in South Carolina, including the numbers. And I'm gonna talk about that in just a little bit. But particularly, let's talk about like Clarendon County. That was a seat that we actually lost, right? Now in the midterm there were 7,775 voters who haven't voted in the past 3 midterms. So that let us know we don't have a registration problem. We have a voter turnout problem. And what you guys are getting in this beautiful room with these numbers you have, we have the numbers and you guys are doing the work. You hear me? So I want to give y'all a hand clap myself, right? Okay, so the numbers are here. Now, one thing's for sure. Businesses, local businesses, and local nonprofits have been the backbone of this state for years. Who has participated in work of a nonprofit, whether starting it or just working with it? Let me see some hands. I'm quite sure. Most of the work we do is either through the party or the nonprofit sector. We have to protect them, guys. And I'm gonna tell you why. Corporate nonprofits have came into our state mostly over the past 10 years and literally sucked all of the resources out of this state. So one of the things that I want to combat as Secretary of State is what's considered charity deceptive fundraising. This is one of the things that made me jump into this race. So there was a group called Car Us. I want y'all to look this up when you leave. They raised $45 million towards combating breast cancer, right? Good mission, right? Okay, but then the records reflected that they only spent $127,000 towards the actual operations. Look it up. Now, this is something that should be managed, and the Secretary of State's office should be holding these corporate nonprofits accountable, right? And what y'all may not know, most of our corporate nonprofits and businesses that operate in South Carolina doesn't even have a live-in agent, which means if we're trying to hold them accountable, that's not even anybody here in South Carolina to hold accountable. So by default, the Secretary of State becomes the agent. And that's why when we're trying to send in letters for a lawsuit or to hold them accountable, it's going to nothing, right? There's nobody to hold accountable. So one of the things that I want to do is mandate that any corporation operating here, whether business, whether nonprofit, number one, has to have a live-in agent. This doesn't take me getting legislative to get that done. This can be a move directly from the Secretary of State, correct? Another move, we don't have a proper partnership with the FTC, which is the Federal Trade Commission. Once we know when they're operating from a national level into our state, it takes a partnership with the FTC to actually start combating this mess that is coming here in our state. We need our nonprofits to survive, guys. We're talking about mental health. We're talking about homelessness.
Yeah.
All of these things are combated by the local nonprofits that are here. Now, I know we may say some of the larger issues and all these different things when it comes to nonprofits, but most of the times it's lack of resources, right? When it comes to our local businesses, if you go onto the Secretary of State's website, 9 times out of 10, people are hiring a third party to have to fill out all the redundant paperwork it takes to even register a business because the websites are oversaturated, right? As much as modernized software that we have in 2026, it's a shame that people are getting disappointed by going on to this and getting discouraged by going on to a website that should be so simple, correct? Our rural areas, the way to keep commerce moving, guys, right now our economy is under attack. Why? Our local businesses are not surviving, right? Most of the time because we're supplementing our businesses by working 9 to 5s. That shouldn't be the case here in South Carolina. Now, one of the reasons are, most of y'all are here in Richland County, but most of our rural areas, when they get off at 5 p.m., the Secretary of State office in Columbia is closed, right? So what I have done and came up with the idea is having satellite offices across the state in these counties, right? Now, you might ask, how can we do this when they're playing around with our budgets the way that they were for the past 2-3 months? So there are already state agencies that are already on the state's budget, like the DMVs, correct? Now, I've already sat down with 13 DMV managers that are very intrigued by placing a Secretary of State satellite office right in the DMV office. Picture being able to go there, having a window there. There's an AI set up to walk you through the system. I want the system to be a one-stop shop where you don't have to go there and, hey, fill out the website here. Then we got to go over to the IRS. Then we got to go over to the Election Commission if you're a lobbyist or wherever it may be. And I'm going to get on this Election Commission next, okay? But you'll see why. But to my point, there's so many things that we can do that doesn't take a huge amount of spending to get it done. We can do that right now. Now let's talk about corruption here in this state. Most of the time, lobbyists are moving on behalf of our legislators who have been corrupted through dark money. I know everybody's familiar with dark money, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the dark money is flowing from the lobbyists into these nonprofits across the state. But what you may not know, that is held accountable to the Election Commission's office. Who in here helped elect the Election Commission officer? Didn't think so. So one of the things I want to do is make sure that we get in statutory language to put a constitutional authority over the Election Commission. Somebody who's sitting there recording and holding accountable those that are moving money through our state, particularly from politicians to nonprofits. I believe it should be held accountable to those that we vote into office, right? If you guys vote me into Secretary of State, I should be able to let you guys know if any dark money or whatever money is flowing from lobbyists to these nonprofits that are definitely, again, sucking the resources out of our state. Lastly, when it comes to corporate nonprofits, a lot of times we have set up a system here in South Carolina where in order to operate as a local nonprofit, we have to utilize these corporate nonprofits as a fiduciary, right? Now, I think that should be flipped around. If you're coming into our state moving money, whether as a business or a nonprofit, I believe the local businesses who's been activating in these communities for years should be their fiduciary sponsor, okay? Not you coming around here utilizing your funding just to buy us food when we're putting in the work. And then when we turn into pictures of all the action and work that we're doing, they're the ones getting the funding for that. This is why it's a lack of funding with the nonprofits that are here in this state. Now, lastly, just explain some more of the Secretary of State's office, because a lot of times it's been expressed to the constituency that it's this boring job that's just pushing LLCs and nonprofits. Who's familiar with the redistricting situation? Sworn democracy, guys, and I'm explaining this through you guys. With districting, that started off with the Speaker of the House, the President of the Senate, and the Chair of the House and the Senate Judiciary Committee, correct? Those are the four leading culprits, right? What y'all do not know, the Secretary of State sits on a quasi-committee in the State House and chairs a committee with those four leaders. Let that sink in. He sits on a quasi-committee and chairs a committee called the Legislative Council that is strictly just him and these four leaders I just named. But I don't believe we heard about the Secretary of State when it came to redistricting here in South Carolina. So once again, it's not about what we see above the table. It's about what's going on under the table. Yeah. And if this person is going to have this much influence, then it needs to be in legislative language that we can hold this position accountable. And I'm willing to hold myself accountable. I could come in and say a lot of the fun things, guys, but right now we are in serious times. And you guys are doing serious work. But lastly, outside of the Secretary of State's office, I want to encourage you guys, keep doing the great work that you are doing. We have 6 seats that we need to pull. It's going to be 7 now since we had somebody jump over to the Republican Party over there in Marion County. But wherever I can help you guys, please call me. As a candidate, my job is for you guys to hold me accountable, to utilize my resources, to pour out to you guys when you're out on the grounds, when you're out making calls. Our top of the tickets, their job is to help bring resources to us. It's our job to be the surrogates across the state to make sure we break this supermajority. And I want to tell you from our slate, the constitutional officers, we have got together and we're willing to get behind you guys in whatever fashion that is. If it's neighborhoods you don't want to go into, please call me. Because the deficit that we've been losing by, call me. The deficit that we've been losing by for the past, what it is, Jay, maybe the past 3 midterms, 3 elections, we can hit these numbers, guys. We don't have to do all these registration. Registration is good, but I'm telling you, the numbers are there. We just have to overperform, guys. And we can do this. Y'all have the right mindset in here. You guys have real boots on the ground. Y'all inspire me. I watch from afar. Sister, you are doing, please give her a hand, guys. I've been a delegate of Richland County for some time now. So I know the pains and strains as it is trying to lead an organization. And you guys are the fruit of the future here. Right now, the lowest amount voting in Richland County is the age group from 25 to 40. So the power is in you guys' hand. But one thing that we have to get comfortable with is getting comfortable to be uncomfortable. Okay? I wouldn't be doing you guys a favor if you're donating to my campaign and I'm investing that right back into the same people who's always in the room anyway, right? We have to fulfill this deficit that we've been losing by. And sometimes that takes us going into uncomfortable rooms, okay? I've been sitting down with a lot of the business owners across the state. And I love when I walk into rooms when they doing their little frowns and, whatever. Because it lets me know I got work to do when I get in that room, okay? So let's take that in, you guys, yourselves. Go to places that you usually don't go. Now, don't go nowhere that's not safe, okay? That might not be the best place. But utilize what we have. The state party has Mike Green. We have the brother Nick that was just in here. They do a beautiful job working through these numbers. The numbers are there. They can tell us where to go. Please contact me. I'll put bodies on the ground with you. And let's win this thing, guys. I believe in you, and I believe in the Democratic Party that we can do this, okay? Now we'll open it up for questions, whether it's to organizing or maybe something I haven't answered for you guys as it comes to the Secretary of State office, business, commerce, whatever. Any questions?
Actually,
Yes,
a couple
ma'am.
questions. I guess it would kind of be for, both of y'all, because I don't really know where this would land.
Okay.
actually, up until about 2025, there was actually a nationwide group from the IRS
Mhm.
called TAP, the
Yes.
Taxpayer Advocacy Panel.
Mhm.
It is, of course, no longer
Mhm.
there anymore. I did serve on the Taxpayer Advocacy Panel. It
Okay.
was essentially just regular people,
Right.
some of them CPAs, some of them just regular old people like
Right.
me, trying to help influence the IRS and
Right.
help, essentially change the IRS for the better,
Hmm.
help become the voice
That's right.
of the common people.
Right.
And I guess my question is, where slash would that land
Mhm.
in South Carolina? And could we do something like TAP here in South Carolina?
I love that
Have
question.
just regular common people,
Right.
be a part of something,
Right.
and help try to influence, state money and everything
I love
like
it.
that here in South Carolina. So I guess that's kind
Right.
of a two-part question. Where would
No,
that
it's not.
land?
It's all there. It is a beautiful question.
Yeah.
And I love questions like this because this is what it's going to take for us to rebuild and start what Jermaine has already put out as a new SC, right? So one thing I do know, and I'm allowing Ms. Boozer to come up as well when it's time. Okay. She's like, IRS, just send me the paperwork. I'll handle it from there. So most of my colleagues have all expressed, including myself, is creating a task force that's built up amongst community leaders and community voters across this state. Now, my particular task force that I want to formulate is called an Integrity Task Force, right? But before we get there, one thing, and I'm glad you brought that up, you must have been reading into my notes, Watch you. So, one issue here, and I'm going to back it up a little bit and go into where it is. The data that's here in South Carolina is split between three facets. One is the Secretary of State's office, one is the Election Commission, and one is the IRS, as you named. So one thing I want to do is integrate all of that data into one system, right? I want to create a CRM that has that one system so that all of the data is flowing through the same, right? Right. We shouldn't have to put in a FOIA request for something that should already be public, right? So I want to integrate that data because number one, like I spoke earlier, when we're talking about like lobbyists, which is our main issue here, it's hard to control where lobbyists are placing the money at, right? So that's moving past RS, and that's directly being detected by the Election Commission, right? But how we tax that, because it's a nonprofit, it's a C3, we already know it's a bunch of tax incentives that are there. So now the IRS has to go digging in here. Why don't we already have this system already integrated together through the Secretary of State office? Okay? So that's one thing. Once we have that system, it'll make it almost amazing to have a community board, which what I would like to name the Integrity Task Force, that will govern this data, that will sit there and analyze it, will give us options on how we can move forward. Let me be honest, and I'm not a career politician, right? This is very uncomfortable for me, guys. Okay, let me make sure that's known. A lot of you know me from consulting, okay? But I also know as a consultant and as a candidate now, I can tell you so many things that I would do and make it sound real good. But I like to be realistic. So the first thing that we need to do is go in my first 100 hours in the Secretary of State office outside of building relationships is doing an audit of these offices, learning who is moving what. And the best people to analyze these offices are the people, right? They don't have any political capital that's invested in this other than them want to live in a better state. So I love what you put out there. So that's what I would like to do an audit and build integrity task force across this state that will help govern how we change the office, and particularly because the bureaucracy of the office is my issue with the Secretary of State office. Now, I'm not a guy that's going to go around and throw mud on the office. I believe they're a very competent office, just to be understand. They're a competent office, but I believe that they are stuck in bureaucracy and it needs a lot of innovation.
Yes.
And I believe our people talking about a new SC can bring that modernized efforts, putting our brains together. So that was a great question. Anybody else? Because I ain't looking at the clock, but I love to talk. I'm a Pentecostal brother. We do a lot of talking. So anybody else got any questions that come to business, commerce? I love that one. I'm actually hosting Zooms with a lot of the business owners and also community leaders, and we're having these, what I consider, uncomfortable conversations. Because if Mark Hammond comes to debate me, these are the type of topics I'm gonna bring up. I don't care what the moderator says. Okay?
How old is your opponent?
Ooh.
Your homie?
I don't know how old he is, but I know he's been in the office since 2003. And y'all not gonna hear me talk about him a lot. He's definitely not a young Bill. But he's been in the office since 2003. He's very vulnerable, guys. You know, he's very vulnerable. He's been a ghost in the office. And that's something I want to bring to the table. If I'm representing commerce, businesses, and nonprofits, then when we go to witness in front of these subcommittees in the State House, shouldn't the Secretary of State be right there witnessing as well?
Yeah.
He should be the top liaison and advocate for the business community. When we're talking about them gutting out the ABC vouchers, right? That doesn't just affect the business.
Correct.
That affects those, the workers, the mothers.
Exactly.
But also on the business side, I sat down with multiple child care owners, and to see them in tears trying to figure out how they would supplement their businesses. We don't believe that the Secretary of State should be the one that's at these subcommittees talking on and speaking on behalf of businesses.
Right.
This is what's missing from this process right now. So again, the office is competent, but I don't believe that he's speaking on behalf of the communities, right?
Correct.
Yes, ma'am.
You spoke a lot about like nonprofits and stuff
Correct.
earlier.
Backbone of the state.
Yes, but it's really hard to get funding.
Mhm.
And also the process to become like a non-taxable nonprofit. It's
C3.
also- It's stupid.
It is. It is.
So,
And it's something that's manageable now. But go ahead.
if you can, I don't know if this is part of your
It is.
platform. Can you please make that easier?
Right.
Please make
So,
that easier. And also,
Already got it. Oh, go ahead.
And funding, like if you can, I don't know if this is your lane either.
Oh, it's
but
the lane. It's the lane.
It's so hard to find funding because, like you said, a lot of people, including myself, because I have a nonprofit and I
Right.
also have a for-profit business.
That's correct.
So, but I still work a 9 to 5. Now I work for the
That's right.
Department of Social Services. If you can just add a little bit more money in my check.
Act like you didn't hear that.
But don't get fired. Don't get fired. But it's hard because I cannot quit
Right.
this particular job. I mean, everybody knows DSS does not pay a lot of money.
Right.
Okay? But I can't quit this job and manage my business
Right.
and manage my nonprofit, even though my nonprofit is probably one of the most important things to me because these kids
That's correct.
need assistance out here and people that care, and we don't always have that. So I would like to see more funding for these nonprofits, especially,
Right.
and I'm in a rural area.
Right.
That's where I plan to serve.
See what I
live in
mean?
Buchanan County, but I plan to serve Chester County
Good.
and Fairfield County.
Right.
So if we could just get a little assistance down here on the lower levels,
Correct.
that'd be wonderful.
So, and I'm glad you brought that up. So I know it spoke to your heart earlier when I said we have to supplement our businesses and nonprofits through our 9 to 5. That doesn't make sense. So, number one, what I am formulating is called a champion plan, right? Now, the champion plan, what that does is, number one, it integrates all the systems like I spoke about earlier. A lot of times, again, the paperwork is redundant. You have to do the same thing for all of the different offices that you need to make sure that your business is competent, right? Okay? And a lot of people get so frustrated, they run from that. It's simple. If I'm filling out the same paperwork for the same state, obviously, this should already simultaneously be filling out the other paperwork needed, right? That only makes sense. So that's why I was talking about a one-stop shop. But when it goes to the next step of this champion plan, when I say building relationships, I'm talking about also with the community banks. And I want to build a relationship. I don't know if y'all knew, but even with the employment office over the years, they had something called a referral program, which you would go in, you would put in all your information, create a profile. If it showed that you were competent, you can automatically print out a referral that you can take to the job that you want to get. And basically, the employment office would be doing a stamp of approval on this person. My champion plan is very similar. Once you have did the proper paperwork, which we also have an AI system, we might as well use it, it's here, that will help you walk through this process, taking away redundant paperwork, one-stop shop. A C3 should be very simple. If I turn in my bylaws with the Secretary of State,
Correct. And it should be cheaper. And because if
Correct.
you mess up, you have to pay the security.
that is correct.
And
$50 to file, $1,500 if you red flag. Y'all heard that?
right. So I mean,
Now-
I don't know if y'all know we don't have that.
Correct. And it is messed up. And it's a way to milk money from the very vulnerable people that is in this state. That don't make any sense where you file between $50 and $150, and one red flag, you're paying $1,500, something you don't already have.
Right.
And most of the red flags, honestly, it's a misinterpretation of the actual oversaturated filings they have all on the website, right? So that's why I want to fix that. But the relationships I build, I want to make partnerships with the community banks where I'm expressing, once I prove that this business or this nonprofit is part of the champion plan, and what I want to do is once we express that after 6 months of proving that you are a competent organization, when we put that champion stamp on you, these community banks will prioritize any paperwork you send in to get some proper resources. Won't guarantee it, but it'll reflect, listen, you don't have to do all this research and start redlining folks, that because we all know there's a lot of people that get marginalized when it comes to starting nonprofits and business, and I tell you what that is. Most times it's African Americans or those that are part of the LGBTQ community. They're very much marginalized as well when it comes to building out nonprofits and getting the funding, right? Nobody should be redlined, right? So that's something I'm putting a complete stop to immediately, right? So, but secondly, in this process of signing up, you should already have access to those who are grant writers. I already show you what grants particularly already fit the subject line of your nonprofit. How hard is that to have that as a part of the sign up when you're spending your money with the state and you can't even reflect no type of return? So, but my champion plan will be put up by Monday. I want you to read through it, and for the sake of time afterwards, I would love to build with you about this champion plan that will be open to anybody who register a business, okay? But that's very important. That's very important. I know my time don't hit. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for the work y'all doing. I know y'all feel the cost.
I'll take that.
I'll take it, brother.
Well, I have appreciated both of you guys speaking. Thank you so much. I do want to, before we move on, real quick, Jeremy, do you want to stand up and just say what house seat we're in for? Give us a little introduction. Brief.
I'll come up here and say.
Sorry, Jeremy.
All I'm gonna say is hello, everybody. I know most of you know me, but I'm gonna say it again. I'm Jeremy Jones. I'm running for State House District 88, which covers parts of Red Bank, parts of South Congaree, and parts of Gaston area, and parts of West Columbia and Lexington proper. Please vote for me. I'm awesome. I'm here for you. I'll always be here for you, no matter where you live. Vote for me.
We love to see it. Okay. So now we're gonna move on to the other portion of our meeting. Thank you guys so much for speaking with us. That was fantastic. Yeah, excellent. Thank you. All right, so now we're gonna go over some committee updates, and then we'll go over important dates, and then we will be ready to wrap things up. So we've got kind of a list here. I don't really care if we go in this order. Tim, would you like to go first for finance?
Sure.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah.
Dipping out right after.
Absolutely. You can come on up, speak to us, and then.
Okay. Good evening, all. It's right here. Good. Best. Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're good. You can see yourself here.
Oh wow, it looks so tiny.
Yeah.
No.
No joke. It's for TikTok edits.
Huh?
It's for TikTok edits. We'll do it later.
Good evening, all. Thank you so much for coming and joining us tonight. We're awesome. Yes, I did vote for you in the primary. Yes, I did. So, I think 99.9% of us did. I don't know. Wes might be that 1.1%.
Got me. I feel bruised so much.
So, right now, I do have some good news. Where we stand at right now is at $926.54 is in the checking account with an additional $1,483.04 inside the savings account with an extra 13
1483 and how?
4 cents. which also includes a 13-cent on interest that went in there. I know, right? I feel so accomplished.
And that's for golf.
Don't you love good finance? Golly. Look, I just survived dealing with like $188,000 today, so I'm good as long as we keep this up. So, I know leadership and I went over a few fundraising ideas. Part of it was an ice cream social, which this is the perfect opportunity to get some ice cream. So we're gonna do something along those lines. Definitely between now, Labor Day, and Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day, Yes. we will be doing some major fundraising to get more money out on that. The big thing for me personally, well, other than Ice Cream Social, State Fair, and all that, getting those flyers up for that, the big thing I am personally trying to lean on, and which I'll talk to later on, is trying to get an educator forum set up with Sylvia Wright's people, maybe Jermaine if he has time, to just discuss what their policies will be for education in the state of South Carolina. It'll be for all grades, including the colleges. As soon as I talk with District 1 about setting up a venue, which I will aim for Keenan, Dreer, and that other place. Are you talking about AC Floor? Yeah, that place. Oh, I just wanted to make sure I just has to go there.
I got a question. So why isn't Columbia High the oldest continuing high school in the entire state being recommended?
When I looked on the venues that were available, it looked like Flora and Dreer and Keenan were the only ones up, but I think Columbia was on that list. I had to double check that. Because it also comes down to what is planned for we have to work around the school schedule and all that. So, like I said, I'm trying to aim between Labor Day and, the Indigenous Peoples Day. That way we can crunch numbers and get some more funding up. But definitely we got a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. So let's get some money. Give me money, please. Spread the word. Give me money. And with that, I will turn it over to y'all, and I'm going to head out.
Okay.
Give me money.
Do you have any updates for policy? I'm gonna make you come up and speak if you have updates.
I'll give a little. So we have the sexual conduct bylaws now kind of written up. I want to actually get everybody together who's in policy just to go over it once more. But Austin and I went through everything. I personally, and I'm kind of opening this up to everyone, I would like to go back and really work on the education exchanges that Wes started. And so if anyone in here has a particular topic that they're passionate about, or you have a skill set that you would think is relevant for the rest of us here, please come either send me a message or come up and chat with me. Would very much like to get back doing those, because I've let that slip the last little while and would like to go back to it. But that's I think that's kind of the extent of everything. Do you have anything? All right, perfect.
We got to say give Tim money.
Okay. Next, we have Action Committee. Haley is not here. West is going to give our update for Action Committee.
Sorry, I'm pulling up the notes from Haley. Beautiful day in South Carolina, as always. We only have a few things to go over with you, but they are really, really, really cool. Okay, so first things first, the 18th, which is next Tuesday, we have a town hall with House of Representatives candidate Zion Khalifa for District 2 that we are running with the SCEA. It kicks off at 6:30 p.m.
Doors open at 6:30. It starts at 7.
That's right. Okay. So it starts at 6 or 7. Doors open at 6:30. This is going to be a fantastic time. If you've not met Zion Khalifa, he is wonderful. He is going up against Joe Wilson, who is not. We are going to get a chance to get his opinion on things. He's been prepping for a long time. It's also the Young Democrats that are running it specifically, so it's a great chance for us to get out there, really engage with an actual candidate on a national level, which is very awesome. One problem, though, everyone here is so beautiful and good looking, and it's wonderful, but some of y'all's clothes are just a little ratty and old. I think you would look so much better in one of our t-shirts, which can be bought at YDofCM.com. And if you're going to the event on the 18th, make sure to buy now. Talk to Sophia or Emma. They can help you out with that so that it comes in time so that you look wonderful. Thank you very much for dressing up tonight. We appreciate that. Rest of things, Julie Zimmerman is running in House District 71. We are working with her as part of the coordinated campaign on September 5th from 10:30 to 1 o'clock to go door knocking with her. We'll also be making, I think later in the day, some phone calls, doing some phone banking for her as well, making sure that everything gets out there. If you've not met Julie, you would know. She is a powerhouse, to say the least. If you've met her once, you'll never forget. She is very loud and proud. She's wonderful, so we're very excited to support her. It's part of us doing our part to help with the coordinated campaign across the rest of the state. So very, very exciting. But once again, don't wear these rags you have today, except you. Make sure you look at all the different designs we have available at YDofCM.com for your t-shirts. They're $15. What a steal. And there are new designs coming soon. Thank you all.
Well, I think that covers our committees. We're going to go over real quick.
PR.
PR. I'm so sorry. Wow, you are right. The most important one. Christine? Wow. Whew. Man, it's like the most important update.
Hi guys, my name is Christine Snuffer. If you don't know me, I help co-chair our public relations committee along with the amazing Josie Russell, the better half of the Russell couple, in my opinion. I'm sorry. I love Josie. I'm a Josie stan. I'm sorry. They're both equally wonderful. Our social media has actually seen a huge uptick. I think we've been posting some of our stuff in the back. If you are not following us on Facebook, you're missing out. If you're not following us on Instagram, you're missing out. If you're not following us on any social media platforms at all, you are missing out. We are posting important infographics about candidates. We're posting important infographics about things that are happening in South Carolina. We're posting, I have to say, some very, very wonderful memes. 47,000 views. Let me see. Yes, I wanted to post some of our latest analytics from the last 28 days. We've had a 481% boost in our engagement on social. Specifically, I think this is for Facebook and Instagram. I also wanted to say that we have had an uptick of 212% for audience retention. I think this is audience retention, correct?
Yes. If you slide over one over, you can see the total views we've gotten.
That's a box.
That's a box.
No, it's a phone. Yes, and our views, we have 47,000 views on our posts, and it's up 372%. Thank you so much. I'm not familiar with that kind of folding phone. That's crazy.
Can you say that again, Christine?
We're at 47,000 views in the last 28 days.
And
for reference, typically it's like maybe.
Sorry, the percentage growth.
I want to say
I have to unlock my phone.
372%, if I'm not mistaken.
Spot on.
Yeah, you did say it, so I have to give you the credit for that one. I also wanted to just say thank you to Sophia for putting together like everybody that's been working, coordinating on our social media. It's been me, Sophia, Josie, and West. We've all just been coming together to create these wonderful posts, especially Josie, who is not here tonight. So I just want to give Josie a hand because she has been absolutely incredible, just putting together a lot of this stuff herself, like in her spare time, just absolutely incredible. I also wanted to just say we're bringing back Trivia Tuesdays. We're trying to go out, just do some trivia in Columbia on Tuesdays. So if any of you know any great spots to go and do some trivia, please let us know. We're going to try to post whenever we're going, where we're going, what's going to be going on with that. We want to get that started just as like a casual space to hang out, talk to people, that kind of thing. We're also looking at doing some kind of picnic event before it gets too cold, but also not right now because it's way too hot. We're not doing that. Just to kind of get together, talk with people. Again, we're public relations. We want to talk to people. We want to know what's going on. We want to know what you guys think. So please follow us on social media. Please like, follow, engage with our posts. We love y'all. We will see y'all soon.
Yeah, again, Christine and Josie and Wes, but mostly Josie and Christine. Insane work, like incredible work. Okay, so if you have an agenda in your hand, then you can also see the dates that I am about to read off. August 17th is the Lexington County Democratic Party meeting. They have been popping off recently. I think they are looking for another location because they do not have standing room. So that's incredible. Great work. West already mentioned, Tuesday, August 18th is our town hall with congressional candidate Zion Khalifa. So please come out to that. It's going to be great. Also want to mention that we're hammering pretty hard. Joe Wilson's office is right down the road. So if he doesn't show up, that's pretty bad for him. I'm just saying. And we want to support Zion. So yay. August 22nd is the Richland County Democratic Party breakfast. I don't recall the location of that.
It is at the Crane Creek Community Center on Fairfield.
Crane Creek Community Center from 10 to 11:30 a.m. On the same day is also the SEDP Sprat Issues Conference. So that's where they cover all the stuff that we want to focus on as we move through all of this.
Pete Boozers is gonna be there.
Team Boozer is going to be there
Secretary Pete.
at the Sprat Issues Conference?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it, but
I definitely will go over to
All right. All right, watch it. It's a great transportation secretary, thank you.
All right. August 23rd, I'm not, because we changed the date on that, so excuse that one. August 26th is the, we are planning, normally we have a second meeting, so every month we've got two general meetings where we just kind of review things. We decided this month that we are going to meet up at the Nickelodeon for the E. Jean Carroll documentary, so if you're interested, check the chat. We'll all meet up and go, it'll be fun. And then September 5th, like Wes mentioned, we are doing a group canvassing with Julie Zimmerman. Hopefully the plan is to extend that to other candidates as well, but we're starting with Julie. She's got everything set up already. We've got one of her campaign people is actually a Young Dem, so she's working with us to kind of get things set up. Thank you, Nicole. And then we will be ready to rock and roll with Julie. And I think that pretty much covers everything. The only thing we gotta do is the approval of our July minutes. Yes, sir?
So those minutes are in fact in the announcements chat.
Okay, yes, sir.
Can I move that we approve July last meeting minutes or whatever?
Okay.
I would like to move the table.
All right, no, absolutely not.
Oh, you're sunlocking me at the end of the meeting. Wait a minute.
Strike that.
Okay, seconded. Can we, can I hear ayes and nays, please? For the approval of the minutes.
No.
Okay, I would love to hear unified ayes. I'm not enforcing it, I'm just asking. Great! Wow, minutes have been approved. Thank you guys so much.
Wait, God.
Did I do it wrong again? What?
Yeah, it's fine.
But
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
let's reconsider. Like, I don't even know who seconded it.
Christine.
Oh, so we moved the table.
Motion by Wes, seconded by Christine. The ayes have it. I'm making the ruling. How's that?
No, what we talked about.
Sounds great.
I think that's it, we're adjourned.
Okay,
Hang
thank,
on, because the Wrestling Dems did have a concurrent meeting this afternoon, and I do have some
Okay.
updates.
That's fine by me. Let's just, yeah. We can go over updates and then we.
Oh.
At the same time, that's impressive.
Is there another Tiffany? I bet, yeah. Tiffany Toozer. You know? Tiffany Toozer. You want to come up and give updates real fast?
Oh my god, that's so good.
All right, Hi everyone. I'm Austin Jackson. I am the secretary for this chapter and also third vice chair for Richland County Dems, which is why I'm up here. Richland County Democratic Party is part of something called Contest Every Race. There is currently a very generous donor who is ready to match donations to RCDP in order to offset medical debt. We'll have more information about that soon. But at the moment, the ask is for RCDP to raise about $1,000, and they will match that, and they'll buy like I want to say $2,000 about $2,000 worth of medical debt, and they'll cancel it. Anyway, as you know, Michael has been hired as an organizer for the coordinated campaign. So congratulations. So as you know, there is going to be an RCDP breakfast on the same day as the Issues Conference at the community center on Crane Creek and on Fairfield Road. It's all the way up there. Thank you to Councilwoman Tina Herbert, who has given RCDP $1,000 to basically sponsor that breakfast. Zion will be there, even though it's in the 6th district. There will be a breakfast after that. It will be on September 26th in Elgin. Get more details later. On September 5th, there will be the same day as Julie Zimmerman's Day of Action. The RCDP will also have a fundraiser that's going to be at Elmo Road. It is going to be very fun. We are reprising our bourbon tasting from last year, as well. There will also be a photo booth. It's gonna be a really fun time. Hopefully this will be like a good wrap up to everything. Because we'll already be on that side of town. Just like I said, once we're done knocking on doors for Julie, we'll come back down to St. Andrews and have a good time. Other than that, every Thursday from here on out, there will also be a volunteer action night at our headquarters across the street on 805 Calhoun Street. It'll be from like 5 to 7. We'll make phone calls into certain districts. It's like I said, as Nick said, our goal is to make 5,000 contacts. Is what contacts?
So 5,000 calls.
5,000
doors a week.
5,000 calls a week. Frankly, coming out, help the man out, please.
Yeah, we have a huge opportunity to turn out more voters here in Richland County than we could find anywhere else in South Carolina.
Amen.
Our ambitious goal is to turn out 30,000 more Democrats in Richland County in 2026 than we did in 2020. We can do this, but it will require a lot of work. But many hands make light work, and so let's do it. If you have never phone banked, if you've never been canvassing, if you've never been a part of a campaign or been a part of a party, this is the time to do it, because we have never seen this amount of energy, we've never seen this amount of money behind the Democratic Party, and frankly, it's going to be a bad year for Republicans, so let's make it even worse.
Thank you all for being here. Like I said, this is where the blue wave starts, but this is not where it ends, people. So let's get to it. I yield back.
I don't have anything else to add beyond the fact that if you are new and you would like to join our Signal chat, please come talk to me or one of our leadership members. And also, if you would like to join our Google Calendar so you can see what we're doing, come chat to me about that too.
I forgot the most important thing. September 2nd.
September 2nd.
The Richland County Democratic Party is having our executive committee meeting at the Meeting Place Church. So if you're on the executive committee, which is most of you in here, we do need y'all to be at that.
Okay. We will reiterate that in the chat as the dates get closer. But anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. This is a great meeting.
Woo! Woo!